We know black holes. We've seen their shadows and their hunger. They are the universe's great devourers, places where light itself goes to die. But what if somewhere, somehow, the universe had a mirror version of them? Not a mouth that swallows everything, but a fountain that throws everything out. Not an end, but a beginning. That mirror object is called a white hole. No one has ever seen one. No telescope has captured its glow. And yet, in the mathematics of space-time, it appears naturally, the reflection of a black hole running backward in time. Where black holes pull in, white holes push out. Where one consumes, the other expels. If black holes are cosmic sinks, white holes are cosmic springs. To imagine one is to imagine a place where nothing can enter, only leave. A point in the universe that gives but never takes. It sounds impossible. It might be impossible. But that hasn't stopped science from dreaming. Think of the universe as a river. Black holes are whirlpools, water spiraling inward, never to return. But in the equations that describe those whirlpools, there's also the opposite motion, water spinning outward, unstoppable. That outward version is a white hole. It's what you'd get if you played the movie of a black hole backward. Instead of stars collapsing inward, matter would burst outward. Instead of light falling in, it would pour out. To an outside observer, it would look like a cosmic explosion, a brief, dazzling eruption from nowhere, matter streaming out of an invisible gate. And then, silence. Because just as nothing escapes a black hole, nothing can enter a white hole. If you tried to approach, the flow of space itself would push you back. Some scientists once wondered if the Big Bang, the birth of our universe, could have been a kind of white hole. A single instant when everything that would ever exist burst outward from a single impossible point. If so, then every galaxy, every atom, every one of us is still moving through that first breath of a white hole that has never fully stopped expanding. What makes the idea of white holes so strange is not their brightness but their logic. They are not things we can see. They are things that must exist if certain cosmic rules are truly universal. In a black hole, time itself points inward. Every path leads deeper into darkness. In a white hole, time points outward. Every path leads away. It's as if the universe keeps both versions in its ledger, one consuming, one creating, to keep the books balanced. Whether such balance ever happens in reality is another question, but the thought itself changes how we see everything. If black holes represent endings, white holes whisper that there might be beginnings hidden inside every end. Some physicists dream that at the very heart of every black hole, where matter is crushed beyond imagining, there might be a rebound, a reversal, that gives birth to something new. Perhaps another universe, perhaps the next chapter of our own. If a white hole existed, how would we recognize it? It wouldn't look like the quiet, shadowed mouths of black holes, those dark circles where starlight vanishes. No, a white hole would blaze. It would erupt into existence, flooding space with energy and light. Matter, long trapped beyond understanding, would spew outward in a single, unstoppable moment. It might last seconds or minutes, and then fade into emptiness once more. It would be a flash of creation in a universe otherwise governed by decay, a birth with no parent, a cry with no source. Astronomers searching the skies have sometimes seen mysterious bursts of light, brief, powerful explosions that seem to appear from nowhere. They call them gamma-ray bursts. Some last less than a blink, others a few minutes. No one is entirely sure what all of them are. Could one of these be a white hole? A moment when the universe hiccups, releasing something that has nowhere else to go? No one knows, but every unexplained flash of light reminds us that even in the most studied sky there are things that defy naming, things that may be happening not just in time, but to time. The strangest idea of all is that a black hole and a white hole might be two ends of the same tunnel. Imagine matter falling into a black hole, vanishing beyond its edge, crushed beyond recognition. Now imagine that somewhere else in the universe, that same matter bursts out from a white hole, falling in one place, emerging in another. Death and birth, connected by a passage through the fabric of space itself. This is the dream of the Einstein-Rosen bridge, what we now call a wormhole. In theory, such a bridge could connect not just two places in space, but two moments in time. Step through a black hole, emerge from a white one. Somewhere else, somewhen else. But the reality is not so kind. Space is not a smooth tunnel. It shudders and collapses under its own weight. A wormhole that connects a black hole to a white hole might exist, but only for an instant, too brief for anything to cross. A door that opens and closes before you can take a single step. Still, the image endures, that maybe in the ultimate sense nothing ever truly disappears, that the universe, even in its destruction, finds a way to preserve creation. When matter falls into a black hole, we lose it. When it emerges, if it ever does, from a white hole, the universe regains its balance. Perhaps that's why the equations seem to allow them. Not because nature owes us symmetry, but because nature herself may not waste even a single atom forever. Let's imagine, just for a moment, that we could see a white hole being born. What would that be like? It wouldn't begin quietly. It would not form from the collapse of a dying star, like a black hole. It would appear suddenly, a point of infinite pressure, exploding outward. Space itself would stretch as if taking a deep breath. Light would pour out faster than thought can follow. Matter would scatter in every direction, glowing with the energy of creation. And then, it would stop, as if the moment itself had been enough. Nothing could approach it. Nothing could touch it. A white hole doesn't exist in the way we understand existence. It happens and then it is gone. Some scientists once wondered whether the universe's first moments, the Big Bang, might have been just that. A white hole the size of everything. A cosmic fountain spraying matter and energy into being. If that were true, then we are living inside the wake of a white hole right now. Every galaxy, every planet, every heartbeat, all the slow, cooling echoes of an explosion that never stopped expanding. A white hole that did not vanish, but became the universe itself. We like to think of time as a straight line. Morning follows night. Stars are born, burn, and die. A glass falls and it shatters. It never reforms. But the universe does not always obey our sense of direction. At the deepest level, the laws of physics run the same forward or backward. A movie of atoms colliding could be played in reverse, and the math would not complain. That's what makes white holes so haunting. They are time itself flipped. A black hole swallows matter and hides it forever. A white hole spills it outward, never to return. The same object, just running in the opposite direction. In that sense, a white hole isn't merely a place. It's a question about time. If a black hole represents the future you can never escape, then a white hole might represent a past you can never revisit. It is the embodiment of everything we lose and the dream that perhaps nothing is ever truly lost. Because maybe somewhere on the other side of time's arrow, what we call endings are still unfolding in reverse. For a long time, black holes seemed eternal. They swallowed matter and light, growing heavier with every meal. Nothing could escape them. Nothing could end them. But then came a discovery that changed everything. Stephen Hawking realized that even black holes are not forever. They leak, not in bursts of light, but in whispers, tiny flickers of energy that slip away over unimaginable ages. Given enough time, even the largest black hole will fade into nothing. So what happens at the end of that story? When a black hole has consumed everything and has nothing left to give, when its last fragment of energy flickers into space, does it simply vanish? Or could that final instant be something else? Could the death of a black hole mark the birth of a white hole, a final release of everything it ever took? Some scientists have dared to imagine that as black holes evaporate, they might transform, that the energy trapped inside could explode outward in one brilliant pulse, turning collapse into creation, turning death into a doorway. If that's true, then perhaps the universe's oldest black holes are not graves, but seeds waiting to bloom. Look at the universe not as a machine, but as a living thing. It inhales, matter collapsing into stars, into black holes, into singular points of density, and it exhales, galaxies flinging outward, supernovas scattering their elements across the dark. breath in, breath out. Black holes may be the universe's inhalation, the deep draw inward of space itself. White holes, if they exist, are its exhalation, the great release, the sigh that follows the crush. Perhaps this rhythm plays out not just once, but forever. Universes collapsing into themselves, then exploding outward again in a burst of white light, each cycle creating a new cosmos, unaware of the one before it. We might live in one exhale of that endless breath, a single moment in an infinite rhythm of beginnings and endings, and maybe, in the far future, when all stars are cold and all matter has fallen inward, the universe will take one last deep breath in, and then from that darkness one last white hole will shine. There's a quiet beauty in the thought of something that can only give. A white hole does not take, does not hoard, does not hide. It flings everything outward, light, matter, energy, as though the universe itself were being renewed from within. Imagine standing at the edge of one. You wouldn't see a shadow like with a black hole. You'd see radiance, unbearable brightness, the pure act of release. The light would not fall inward but burst outward endlessly, a silent storm of creation. It would be like watching time itself unspool, a moment so dense with energy, it erases the boundaries between past and future, between cause and effect. A reminder that creation doesn't always come from peace. Sometimes it comes from pressure, from what can no longer be contained. Maybe that's the deeper truth of white holes, that every end and every black hole, every collapse, hides a potential for release, that even in the most impossible depths, the universe keeps its promise. Nothing lasts forever, not even darkness. Science is not only a search for answers, it is a mirror held up to our own longing. We invent names for the edges of possibility, black holes, white holes, wormholes, because the unknown draws us like gravity itself. And maybe white holes, more than anything, reflect something in us. They are generosity incarnate, the idea that even when trapped, even when crushed by the weight of time and matter, something can still give back. They are hope disguised as physics. The human spirit has always chased the unreachable. We build machines to glimpse the first light of the universe. We send probes to the edge of the solar system, and we write equations that stretch beyond what we can ever see. White holes may not exist in reality, but they exist in the human imagination. And sometimes that is where the universe begins, because before anything is real, it must first be dreamed. In the end, white holes remind us that the cosmos might not be as one-sided as it seems. For every act of falling, there may be a rising. For every collapse, a release. For every silence, a burst of light. Black holes swallow the universe's past. White holes, if they exist, might scatter its future. Together they form a loop, a cosmic heartbeat pulsing across eternity. Perhaps this is how the universe remembers itself, not through stillness, but through transformation. Every star that dies gives birth to new worlds. Every atom that falls will one day rise again. And every dark mystery we encounter holds within it the seed of its own illumination. White holes may forever remain theoretical, but the idea itself is a message that the cosmos is never finished, that even in the most absolute of endings, something still finds a way to begin again. So when you look up into the night sky, when you see the faint glow of stars thousands of light years away, know that you are watching a universe that both devours and creates, a universe that breathes. And somewhere, maybe beyond what we can ever see, there could be a place where light does not fall, only rises. That is the promise of the white hole, not a thing but a reminder. That creation and destruction are the same dance, spinning forever in opposite directions. The dark pulls in, the light bursts out, and in between them we exist, watching, wondering, trying to understand the rhythm of eternity.